So to start with, let me ask you, what was the path that led you towards medicine? I know you studied medicine in Germany.
That's right. As you know, I'm from Germany. I did most of my training, if not all of my training, other than for the research part, in Germany. And I wanted to become a pilot originally. And my mother, strong German mother, she was not very pleased about it, but I went to Frankfurt to the Lufthansa the training grounds, and my eyesight wasn't quite 100%. You couldn't wear glasses in those days. So that was out. And in my family, there are several physicians. And so medicine was always close. I went to rounds with my dad, who was a pediatrician, in the Sunday mornings. And it was very special to me, those times with the small children and how he made them better. So I decided I want to do medicine. And lo and behold, then I studied medicine at the University of Hamburg. And after that, the question was what field to choose.
So let me ask you a question. So you really started with an interest in flying planes. Did
That's
you ever
right,
get around to it?
No, I've never done it. I once in Toronto, when I did my research fellowship in Toronto, they have an island airport right in front of the skyscrapers, and I took one lesson there.
Okay.
And that was it. Maybe when I retire, if my wife allows it, and she is quite firm about not allowing that either. So
Okay.
I think I will die without ever having been a pilot, but that's okay.
Okay. So after you finished medical school, what led you towards surgery?
Yeah, surgery during medical school, and I think that's good for students to know, it is very exciting if you get outside of your comfort zone. So first of all, I went to medical school that was far from home. So there were many friends of mine who would study medicine very close to home, and they could come home on the weekend and so forth. So I was 300 miles away at the University of Hamburg, and that was already a benefit, because then I had to focus on myself and my studies. And then I did a clerkship in Cleveland, Ohio, and my brother was there as a dermatologist doing research, and that was fascinating. The American system, wonderful pediatric surgeon I met there, and it was very inspiring. So my goal was, I want to do research in the United States. And at the University of Hamburg, when I was then done with my medical school, I knew that there was one professor who had worked in the United States. Chris Broch was his name, and he was actually at the University of Chicago for 7-8 years. And so I went to him and I told him, sir, I would love to work for you. And he happened to be a surgeon. And he said, well, Martin, I have no use for you, but if you go to America to research, I take you back. And so that's how it started. And then I went to Toronto first, and then to Barnes in St. Louis.
And so then you went back to Germany, or you stayed in the US?
Yeah, so then I went back in 94. I went back to Hamburg. I finished my residency. I did my PhD thesis equivalent in Germany, and married my wife in the meantime, and the rest is history, of course, because she's from the United States. And then we went back in 2001 to Boston.
To Boston.
Mm-hmm.
So what attracted you to Rush?
Rush is a unique place, definitely. And I worked in Boston as the chief of transplantation, focused on the liver for 13 years. And Massachusetts General Hospital is a very good hospital. But what fascinated me with Rush is that I could build something and rebuild our now wonderful transplant program. And there were quite a few challenges along the way. And here at Rush, the opportunities are immense. If you're a hard worker and you're dedicated and you're focused and you know what is good quality and you try to pursue it, you will get there. And that was, for me and for my career and for me feeling good about myself and what I'm doing, it was a big step forward. And it benefited, I think, many patients and the whole team that we were able to rebuild the transplant program.
I know you're doing an MBA. Tell me a little bit how that's going and what you plan to do with the MBA.
Yeah. So That's a good question. Why would I, in my early 50s, pursue an MBA? And I think for people watching this, if you do it a bit earlier, it's probably more advisable. In my class at Booth, they are in their mid-30s, my colleagues, and I feel a bit dated there. But it is a completely fascinating field, because as a biology person, you just don't hear about business much at all. And when I came to Rush, I had all those administrative positions and leading the division of Transplant, the service line, and doing the financial part also, and supervising that we are really doing the right things. Having an MBA is, to me, a very helpful thing to have. And I would like to go further into hospital leadership after I'm done with my MBA. But that, of course, is in the stars. But that's why it's so exciting. You know, you start your life doing research in Toronto, and then you have a very good clinical career, and this is ongoing, and but then you can expand in certain directions that you have interest in. So medicine is not just seeing patients going home, it's really the whole package.
And just any final thoughts on what people, especially medical students, should know as they embark on a career in medicine?
You have to be flexible. You have to keep your eyes open. It's not a 9-to-5 job. It's really a passion. And if you're not passionate about it, don't do it, because it is a lot of work, even with the 80-hour work restrictions and so forth. It is more than an office job, and you have to be certain that you really like it, and find what you like. And try out, and don't feel this is prestigious, I have to be an orthopedic surgeon or something like that, or a transplant surgeon or whatever, or a cardiac surgeon. I think that's what people think is very prestigious. Because if you're not very good with your hands, you will never be happy. So you have to find a niche where you say, oh, this is great, and I can be really good at it. And that's the key.
Anything else, Martin?
Oh, thanks for speaking with me.
No, thank you.
Nice.
Thanks a lot.